One. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Aiming Up with Kenneth and Trey. With you as always, Trey Bruffey and then Kenneth Almond.
What's up?
We're just going to dive right into it, man. So we were in the middle of talking about you and Paulin show
Yeah.
this weekend. So where are
Yeah.
things
So
now?
Paulin is pro and he's classic physique. He's going to be doing I think it's called the Fit Body Pro in San Diego this weekend. And we were just talking about peak week. So we've had a little bit of little. So what I typically do is I've always kind of not had like a particular plan for peak week. I just kind of look at the client and I make decisions throughout that week on a lifetime basis. But with Paul and I did a little bit different this time, and I kind of made a plan based on all the stuff that we knew to be true up until this point. And we had a little hiccup. Paul and ate some rice cakes, and we had to transition out of the plan and decide to do something a little different. So yesterday he was fuller than we wanted. And yesterday at the end of the day should have been when we started kind of carbing up a little bit. But we had 150 grams of carbs the night before now. So we're we're busting full and we're watery kind of looking. And so trying to dry them out at the same time. And so what we're doing is we're doing no carb, a little fats today, and we've got water high with the electrolytes. We've got sodium the same and potassium high. So he dropped 2 pounds yesterday doing that. We're doing the same thing today. So I'm imagining we'll be 2 pounds lighter in the morning. And then that puts us out on Thursday. He weighs in on Friday. So let's debate this over the podcast. So if I'm going to fill him out, my thought is let's just play it real safe, continue to pull him down until Friday. Friday weigh-ins is at 1 o'clock. Load him that night and then wake up and see where we're at.
I'll have to show on Saturday.
He's not on until the middle of the day.
It's like noon.
Yeah, because the NPC goes before them.
Oh, that's how they're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to
Yeah, because they want
backload.
everybody to stay for the pro show. That's how
Yeah.
they do it.
Yeah. Because Chicago Pro wasn't like that. I don't think. No, the Chicago
Right.
Pro is backwards, I think. Um, Yeah, you're gonna have to fill them out, like basically backload them. But I'd be leveraging like fats to the best you
Right
can.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I find like just me, like even any of the photo shoot guys that have been like darker skin, I find they do better with me fat loading them than they
Right.
do carb loading. Just their skin. I mean, MJ was the same way. We fat loaded him, and all the carbs he got was mainly fruit based and a little bit of honey.
And
And
what I mean by carbs, I'm not even talking about like
not crazy.
very many at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you throw in a little bit, have it primarily be like fruits, maybe some like rice cakes or whatever. I mean, I probably wouldn't do
He's
rice cakes because he might.
he's so sensitive to sodium.
Yeah.
Like if we mess with sodium and all, so like let's say I
Yeah.
drop the potassium down, right, and I keep the sodium there,
He
he's going to look
fluctuates.
way yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
be way fuller
Yeah.
that
In
day
that case,
anyway.
I'd just be doing freaking fruit and do like honey. I'd be doing that and then leveraging the rest of the fullness via fats, filling
Yeah,
fruits for triglycerides. I mean, so that would at least level things out.
right.
And that's what I had to do with MJ because he was the same way. Like,
So explain to the audience. You said the term backloading, and so explain to them what that means
yeah.
and why would you do that, and then also explain. There's really what two other ways you can kind
Yeah,
of do it.
you've got a few different ways that people will do it. Like, um, I mean, the way I normally do is I just get them ready and we just ride it out the whole prep and maybe add a little bit towards the end. I don't, there's really no fill, spill, uh,
Right, because they're in shape. Right,
deflate or anything. Then you have some that will overfill and spill intentionally. And then in theory, you should be able to pull back down and you peak right. Then you have
right,
some that maybe they'll slowly fill up over the week. And they have others where, I mean, there's not many people that do the backloading stuff. I know Cliff still kind of does it from when I've talked to him. And that's where they just slam all the carbs and all the filling the night before. They deplete, deplete, deplete all
right,
week. And in theory, it should make them so sensitive that when they don't overcompensate. It's like they're oversaturated and their body just absorbs it. That's in
right.
theory, but I think with him, since he already kind of not overspilled, but he obviously spilled a little bit.
He
The
did,
best
yeah.
thing
I mean,
is like,
but I also think that you got to. Here are the things that I'm thinking about. He worked the day before.
yes,
His sleep is not
yeah,
great, so he tends to go to bed at 10 o'clock,
yeah,
and he tends to get up at 5.
yeah,
That's not a good mix, right?
yeah,
And then so depending on how his electrolytes look, depends on how much he uses the bathroom at night.
yep,
And when he wakes up drier, it's when we push that potassium up higher.
higher, yeah,
So also that's counteracting some of that stress that we have.
yeah.
So ultimately, the next today, Thursday, Friday, he doesn't work.
He's off
He's
there.
really just like hanging out, chilling out.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping that we're going to just wait. Like even this morning, he woke up drier this morning and he didn't work but like half the day.
yeah.
So I think
Does
there's
he
some
sleep through the night when he doesn't work, or is he up pissing like up all night?
he's peeing most of the night.
Yeah,
Well, like two, three, 4 times a night,
yeah.
depends on how much water he had that day. But I will say he's averaging 2 to 2.5 right now gallons.
Oh, a day. Are you gonna pull back in and keep it consistent?
Honestly, like right now, like I feel like if I pulled back, like in the original plan, it's like pulling back
Yeah,
before we weigh in
yeah.
and then
I would just keep him
filling it back,
going. I would just keep it
filling it
going.
back. You would?
I would. I mean, if he's peeing and going through it, I mean, just keep him going.
Right.
I mean, especially if you start adding carbs and stick with mainly like fruits and things. That's why I like the fruit idea because, like, if I'm thinking this guy, okay, what should he be doing? One, I'd be because when I look at his photos, the first thing I'm looking at to see where his water is his quads. That's where my eyes immediately draw to it.
First place I look is his glutes. So
Yeah,
it's
like
all
I'm
it's his lower
automatically look.
body.
Yeah, I'm automatically looking at his lower body. So I'd be like, okay, let's get him to sleep. Let's make sure he's elevating his feet at night a little bit higher, help with that fluid. I mean, if he's not sleeping, I'd be throwing in some like melatonin in there, get him sleeping and that type of thing, so he sleeps through the night. You'll get some of the other like antioxidants benefits, and then I'd be keeping the fluid going just so he's constantly going, and then mess with the fats. It can keep him full, maintain that, and then just
Right.
leverage any of the carbs from fruit because at least he's going to be getting more potassium than anything. He's not going to be getting a bunch of sodium. He's going to get some of the other knock-on benefits from their fruits in terms of like kiwis, getting them to go to the bathroom. You're getting some of the other antioxidants from like blueberries to help with inflammation and stress and that type of thing. It just, to me, it might be a no-brainer. And then if you sprinkle in some, I mean, I would be doing drier carbs, not wetter carbs. So like me,
Right.
that's where I'd be doing like rice cakes. But my fear with him is if he's already had a oopsie with eating rice cakes, I don't know if I'd
Well,
want to give him
but
rice
I think
cakes.
the thing is I'll be there, right?
Yeah,
So like if I'm there, then he's not going to go off the wagon.
yeah,
And I think the way that the living quarters are in the Airbnb is like he's got to go through me to get to the cabinet. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's like I'm going to tackle him on the way.
yeah,
But I just so it's so it's difficult right now for me because I've seen so many patterns
yeah.
over time with him that I was like, okay, I'm going to make the perfect plan, and we're just going to follow this perfect plan, and like it's going to be
Doesn't work
great.
that way.
And then now the plan is thrown out the window. And I still kind of want to do the plan to a degree because it's written down. But now I'm like, no, I can't. And so there's a little bit of like even listening to what you're saying, I'm entertaining those things,
Yeah.
but I'm also like sort of, I think it's almost like a trauma response, to be
It is.
honest.
I mean, because
I, I'm
it's
on,
why
I'm like, oh my gosh, why did we have to mess this up? The plan was fine.
right.
And then now I'm like,
And
it's
that's the
like
problem with
circling
like,
around when you're dating that girl that really messed you up and you're like, holy crap, what did I do? And why did that happen? And why did she do what she
yeah.
did? And then the next thing you know, you're ruminating a little bit. And I'm not like crazy about it, but I
No,
am
but
ruminating a
this
little
is
bit
why
about
like
it.
a lot of coaches and trainers in general like struggle is like if they're doing a
Right.
protocol, they're like, okay, the protocol don't work. What do I do now? They've lost the art of coaching.
Right.
Or
Right.
like the funny thing was is when I was personal training gyms, I was never the guy that wrote anything down. I always put it in my head. I went and did my thing. I'd remember their numbers and apply it. And I
Hmm.
would have other trainers ask me, like, why are you not writing things down? I'm like, listen, a client's going to come in not feeling great. That means I've got to take our plan that we were going to do and change it
Throw
to
it out
where,
the window. Yep.
and I find if you're putting everything on pen to paper, it's harder. You're gonna be like, well, no, this is the plan I came up with. And it's the same case here.
And I typically don't do that. So like
Yeah.
it's the one time, and I will say I think I did it because I'm like, this is my first pro that I've
Yeah.
created.
Yeah,
It's his
not
rookie
taking on
debut.
somebody else's problem type of
And,
thing.
and every time I've ever taken on somebody else's problem, it is literally, I'm looking at you every day, a couple times a day,
Yeah.
every day, a couple times a day. And we're making adjustments and
Yep.
we're doing whatever we need to do. And we make tons of progress. Like the last girl that I did, she called me. She's a women's bodybuilder, and she was 40. No, like I would say she was probably like 45 pounds overweight.
Yeah, I
We
remember.
lost 40
She the one
pounds
that
in
did the
6
Chicago
weeks.
Pro.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
lost 40 pounds in 6 weeks, and it was the best I could do at the time.
Yeah.
But we literally talked every single day. I remember being on my beach vacation, having conversations with her,
Yep.
trying to figure out, are we doing the right thing? So like shooting from the hip and doing all that stuff, like that's my normal thing. So
Yep.
when I decided to put it on paper and give it to him, it was almost like I was like this. It was like, okay, I'm so comfortable with this plan because I'm so confident with it that I'm going to now put all the stress that would surround any decision making and lay it down.
Yeah.
And now, so now I laid down the decision making, and then I get a phone call and it's like, hey,
XYZ happened. I've got to
I ate
change.
my weight in rice cakes. And I was really calm. And I'm a proponent of being calm
Yeah.
because if you're calm, then the athlete stays calm
Yeah.
and then there's less stuff. So then he, we really make a lot of headway yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, I really was. I mean, the video
Yeah. He
that
looks
he
great.
post
Yeah.
that he posted on social media, it's crazy. Like I just was like, this is nuts. And honestly, Trey, I'm gonna take a moment and explain what I think happened. So I think Paulin going into peak week, just like anybody would be. Um, and I think he was thinking, I don't know how I'm going to add up. I don't know that I'm going to be adequate enough. This has been kind of a tough prep for him.
Yeah.
Like there's been a lot of variables that we've had to kind of overcome. There's a lot of pitfalls. And so, and he's feeling confident about the plan, but he's had an OPC later or earlier on. And so he has this mistake. I have a conversation with him that's very like meeting him where he is
Yeah.
and telling him it's okay and we're going to find a plan. And he said in the post, he was like, I'm thankful for God putting me in a place where he wanted me to be.
Right.
And so what I think was Paulin had to have the mistake happen, to have the correction happen, to have the confidence happen.
Yes.
So now he's walking in confidence into a show that there's 10 people in the lineup. There's no one that's famous. I have no idea how it's going to hash out. I mean, I can't even, like, I'll tell you this, if we win, I'm going to be extremely difficult to handle from an excitement
Yeah.
standpoint. Like, I'll be all over the place because that's what we all want to do. We all want to win, right? And so, like, you want to have it in the back of your head, and you don't want to probably attach much to it because it may not happen. You never know how people look. It's all subjective. And then, but we're both walking into it a whole lot more confident because he posts that video and it's hit like 30,000 people, bro. And it's got like 1,500 likes or something and like 100 comments. And so all of a sudden, everybody's kind of watching, which makes the pressure a little higher, right? And then on top of that, what's great though is the Arnold's this weekend, so nobody's gonna be really paying attention to what's happening. And so, like, whoever wins the Arnold, thank goodness. And then we roll into Detroit,
Right.
and so then the Detroit's next week, which there's the hostile athletes that are going to be really focused on. There's a lot of famous people that are going to be there. It's kind of it's like this. It's the first time Classic's been done there. I think there's going to be a lot of attention rolling off of Paulin potentially doing good. I think at bare minimum we'll get first call outs. I hope.
Yeah, like honestly, dude, I think he's in a good spot. It's just a matter of like keep drying him
Finishing, yeah.
out, slowly fill him out. I mean, you
Right.
don't need to do anything crazy. I mean,
Right.
kind of stopped like I mean the prep last year with MJ and then the prep the year before that with Ben because I mean obviously I don't prep a lot of guys. I would like to, but it's not something I gravitate towards. Neither one of those do I ever map out a plan like this is our plan. Like
Right.
I have something in my mind what we're gonna do, and I just get up and write it out. And I think like with both of them, I think Ben had stuff come up as a week out. I think we ended up being over like the weight class or the weight he needed to be for men's physique, and we had to pull an audible and get him drop down, and then we had to figure it out and that type of thing. And he was eating less the week of the show than he was the whole prep, but that's just what we had to play with. And then with MJ, it was like a matter of his body got so stressed that we had to throw everything we've been doing out the window. And
Yeah.
scratch. It was the entire
I've
like
had that happen too.
yeah, his entire last 4 weeks of his prep. And with it being his first show, he's freaking out. So he didn't know what to do. I'm just like, dude, you just gotta follow the plan, chill out, rest, lay down. And no, but that's the art of coaching. That's what a lot of people don't know how to do anymore. When
Mm-hmm.
one plus
Because
one
they
doesn't
don't.
equal two, they freak out. There's still a way to get to two, but you might have to multiply it by 10, divide by five, subtract four, and bam, or subtract three, and then you get to the same thing. Like
Yeah.
they don't realize that. And that's why this protocol stuff or a lot of these mentorships are crap and why you're seeing coaches not get the results they would like to see is everything's in
Yeah. And I just think it's too. It's like it's they follow protocols because they lack the confidence. They're probably like an imposter, right, in their own mind. And so if you're an imposter in your own mind and you don't have the confidence in place to be able to make a decision because maybe you don't have the foundational tools, like one of my mentees, there's there's foundational tools that just aren't there.
yeah,
And like they have opportunities with clients that they probably shouldn't have
yeah,
because they have a title and like
yeah,
people sometimes follow that title and the next thing they know they haven't said no when they probably should have said
right,
no and they said yes and now they're in this opportunity where they don't know how to manipulate macros in this particular situation when if you and I were to look at it it's such a foundational
yeah,
decision that you wouldn't even have thought 2 seconds about it. You would have known exactly what to do, but they're sitting there looking at it like it's the hardest decision they've ever made in their whole life.
yeah. Like they learned the
And
protocol before they even learned how to do anything
the
else.
right, so then if it falls outside of that, then they don't understand the physiology maybe behind it to where they can say, okay, I'm going to make this adjustment, which is going to do this to this, and then this is going to make that, and it's still going to come to the same outcome.
Right.
And I think for
It's kind of
me,
like when you and I were talking about the electrolyte stuff a few weeks ago. Some stuff we talked
yeah,
about you didn't know. It's you just haven't been in that
right,
scenario. No one sat down and be
right.
like, "Hey, do this, is that." And that's
Well,
my
it's one of
issue.
those things where I think electrolytes get weird because if you manipulate them poorly, then you can hurt people.
Yeah,
And like so like I think a lot of people, even mentors, they shy away from educational things like that because they don't have the confidence that that person isn't going to go mess somebody up.
yeah,
So when you and I were having some more detailed conversations about it, it was actually I was like, okay, so this is a missing piece that I know this over here and I know this over
you
here,
just gotta connect the
but
dots.
I never connected the
Yeah,
dot because I never had the opportunity to do it. And
yeah,
so then so now we're in this situation where so let's go over so you're sitting with Paulin right now
yeah.
as his coach, and I'll give you the details for today. Um, he's protein veggies, 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm probably thinking about 4 now by the end of the day if I see pictures. And then we're same potassium, sodium as yesterday. We're going to wake up tomorrow, and now let's say he's 2 pounds lighter and drier, but he's popping a little bit because he's got some fats in him.
Yeah.
And now you're walking into weigh-ins or Friday.
Yeah.
He's got to be below 182. What do you do tomorrow versus maybe what I was thinking originally was I was saying, maybe we drop the water down tomorrow night and we kind of dry him out a little bit going into weigh-ins, and then we kind of finish him off Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, so if water is kept the same today and he still drops tomorrow, so he's 180 today, right?
Right.
What's he need to be below 182 or 180?
Below 182, yeah.
182. All right, so let's say he drops
Or
another
right at 182. He's got to be at 182
right at
is the
182.
cap.
So let's say he drops another 2 pounds. I'm literally going to take exactly what he's doing today, and
And repeat it.
I'm going to repeat it, but I'm going to add carbs from like fruit and have it be like berries and stuff like
After
that.
weigh-ins.
Um, I guess it depends. I mean, does he weigh himself after meals? And I don't know how nitpicky. I get pretty anal like when it's
I
away
don't. I
from
can't do that because if I do that, I drive that person nuts,
nuts. Okay.
and it
So
also
most
sort
of
of
my
drives
guys
me
are raw.
nuts.
Yeah. So most of my guys, like I always get them to the show 3 to 5 days beforehand and we save their
Right.
video. So we have that ability to do that. And I'm usually with
Right.
them. So you're not in that scenario. If for me, if he wakes up, he's 178 tomorrow, I would still put in a little bit of carbs from fruit. I'm not concerned about him holding water from like blueberries and kiwi. My
Right.
hope in
Sure.
my mind is if you throw in the kiwi, maybe that gets him to pass a bowel movement. He drops,
Motility. Yeah.
yeah, help with motility. With the blueberries, just to help with some inflammation, and then keep the rest. That's what
That's
inflammation I would do.
he does eat some blueberries. I don't think he's eating the blueberries right now.
Yeah.
I'll probably add that in. Um, the kiwi is a good point. So sometimes what I find myself, it's an interesting thought, like about what I do with bodybuilding clients versus what I do with
The whole
functional health
lifestyle.
clients
Yeah.
sometimes. Because when I entered the game, I was a bodybuilding
Yeah.
coach.
Yep.
And I lacked the knowledge from a functional perspective. So sometimes my compartmentalized brain will forget that this is a human being that I would normally look at in a normal setting and from a functional perspective, and I would make certain decisions. Not that it happens all the time, but there's times where it's like, oh, I missed the kiwi. Trey was right. You know what I'm
Well, in
saying?
my mind, this is what I think. Okay, so if he's got kiwi, it helps him until he gets to go to the bathroom. He's getting some added vitamin C that can only help, and then do the
Right.
blueberries, and then what else? If you make most of the veggies, I mean, what's he do veggie wise?
He's doing asparagus and zucchini right now.
I would stick
He
with
mixes it
asparagus.
together.
Yeah, the asparagus sits fine. I'd stick with zucchini sits fine. This is just me. I like to use cucumber and asparagus. I find the cucumber works just as well, if not better, from a diuretic perspective. I've never read into it. That's something that Matt Porter taught me. When was it's the
And
first?
are you cooking it? Ugh. Or are you
No, raw,
okay?
just raw. I'm
You're
not worried
getting it
about it.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was in 2015. It was at the Arnold Classic. I was 2 weeks out of my first show. I just turned 20, and everybody else was at the show. It was a Sunday. Everybody else is like finishing the expo. I still had to do my cardio and do my leg day. So I'm at the gym, and I remember Porter was there, and that was back when Geared Up Radio was like starting to get big in 2015 with like Adam McVeigh, David Johnson, and people like that. And I remember just being a little kid, I'm like, holy shit, that's Matt Porter. Like I idolized him as like one of the coaches when I was younger because I just remember reading the forums and some of the stuff he'd post. And I stopped and talked to him and uh, told him what I was doing. It's like a topical fat burn. And then he told me, oh, I have Vasoburn coming out and that type of thing. And that was cool to have the conversation. And I said, do you got any tips? He said, yeah, when you're drying out, switch everything to cucumbers. I don't know why. It's always worked better. I don't know why, because I've just always stuck by it and do the cucumbers. And
And it has like nothing in it. I mean,
no,
it
it's
has
just
got
water. It's literally
nothing.
just water.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And so I
I'm, you know what?
actually,
I'm gonna Google that
yeah,
while you're talking because I'm curious to see if it has any like
yeah,
actual tangible uh
anything.
information to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember he told me that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, okay. And then the week after the show, um, obviously I ate Saturday, Sunday, or after the show, and obviously gained some. It was just all water. It's like, it dawned on me. I was like, oh, I remember Porter saying do the cucumber thing. And I did that, and by the end of the week, my weight was all the way back down. Like everything was good, all the inflammation, all the water was dropped. And it's something that like I never bothered to look into. It was just something that he told me.
And it's a nugget that like
Yeah,
that guy.
just
Okay, so listen, this is what it says. Yes, cucumbers have a mild diuretic effect, but it's worth understanding what actually is driving it. Um, it's saying it's minor. It's the same. So it's in the same
you should plant
category as
asparagus.
asparagus
Yeah.
or dandelion root. Um, so
And I don't know, I've never looked at it. I don't know what would be the comparison of like how much potassium content is in a cucumber
So
versus
what I
asparagus.
think is what it does, I think this is what happens. It helps maintain hydration while still promoting urination
Yeah.
because you don't have aldosterone being introduced and there's a rebound there.
Yeah. I mean, that would
I think
have to
that
be it.
makes I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, so if we circle back to pollen, okay, what would I do? Like, I would write out what we're doing now. I'd maybe add in a little bit of fruit in there. Listen, if asparagus and zucchini's digestible, I'll just stick with it. I wouldn't switch anything. Last thing you need is he bloats up and he freaks out his head. And
There's no way you bloat from cucumber
you
though.
shouldn't. I mean, in theory, you shouldn't. I mean, who
I mean,
knows?
that's low FODMAP.
Yeah, it shouldn't do anything. And then get them weighed in, and then you can just fill them out a little bit more. I mean, what that would be Thursday. So I would maybe ride that out Thursday and see where he's sitting and go from there. I don't see a reason why if he drops, why you couldn't add in a little bit of fruit while keep leveraging the
Justice, yeah,
just get a little bit. I mean, he should get the added benefits from the fruit anyways. And then see where it goes. And then let's say he wakes up, his weigh-in's on Friday or is it on Friday?
Friday, yeah,
And
Friday
he's driving to
afternoon,
San Diego on Friday.
yeah,
Okay, worst case is he wakes up Friday morning and he's right on the cuff. You just tell him, hey, don't drink any water.
yeah,
They'll put some potassium on his food. I would still have him do a little bit of protein, a little bit of veggie, get on his stomach, put potassium on his food, and then he should keep pissing throughout the
yeah.
day, make weight, and then let's say
I
it's like,
also have caffeine pills too if
yeah,
I need to have him
yeah.
take one of those.
And then if he's like, say, like, let's say he gets there, he's like an hour and a half from weigh-ins, and he's right on the cuff. Tell him just not to eat anything or drink anything, just suffer. Just figure it out. That's
Yeah.
what we did for Ben. Their scales ended up being way lighter than what ours were.
That's what always happens,
Way
man.
lighter. And then they actually measured him an inch more higher than we what he had. And so we were able to actually be way heavier. So we didn't truly get to fill him out for the show. There wasn't enough
Mm,
time. There wasn't enough time. So he got on stage like ultra, ultra dry, a little bit on the flatter side, but that's also my preference for a look. And then the evening or the finals, we filled him out really, really hard. And looking back, if he were to get on stage again, we would probably go a little bit more aggressive. But he don't plan on getting on stage anymore, so it
so
depends.
okay, so let's say we get him through weigh-ins. Let's
Yeah,
say there's no change, right? Let's say he woke up. In fact, let's say he dropped a little bit more because we just had fatigue drop and you had a little bit more food and all that.
stress drops down. He's gotten there. He's all chill.
Right. And so now he's walking into weigh-ins at 177,
Yeah,
which I think if he had a different job, I think I could get him down to 170, to
yeah.
be
He's a
honest.
trainer, right? So he's on his
Yeah.
feet all day. Yeah, you gotta get him on his
Right.
feet. Just elevate the feet.
And then how aggressively, if you have that much,
That room.
if you have that much room, how aggressive are you going to get post
So at
weigh-ins?
what weight has he tend to look his best? Like if you were to look at, did you say 180 mark is kind of where?
I would say, yeah. Well, the problem is like the lowest we've ever gotten is 177,
Yeah,
176.8.
yeah,
And so, but at that point, he wasn't the lean as he is right now.
right.
So it's hard to know exactly what his weight would look like unless I could have asked him last night, "Hey, what is your weight right now?" Because it's probably anywhere between 180 and
So
182 is
maybe do
what
that
my
tonight.
guess.
Tell him just grab his weight before bed. Just send it to you.
Right.
See what it is. Like, hey, what do you weigh with this much water and food in it? Just see. Then I
Yep.
do that. I mean, because I want to know how much the
Yeah.
food.
Always. Oh, yeah. Always hit the weight. I do that too. But I guess what my thought process is in the way that I answered you
Yeah,
is I don't know the
exact weight. Whatever.
yeah, I don't know the exact weight because he's fluctuated so much
Yeah,
just in the last week to where it's hard to give you a definitive answer. If I had to guess, it's between 180 and 182. But as I'm feeding him, I'm probably looking at his weight.
you're
You know what
getting
I'm
an
saying?
accurate. You're not getting it. You have yet to get an accurate depiction. I
Right.
mean, I think a lot of
Right.
people with like this, you don't get one. How aggressive? I mean, I would just be pushing fruit and added a little bit of dry carbs because he's sensitive as crap to sodium. So in theory, as
Mm,
long as you're flooding in more fruit, I mean, he's gonna be getting a little bit more potassium regardless. So keep pushing through them, keep the fats in there, and then opt for drier carbs. Rice cakes is usually the easiest one. Just do that
yeah.
and
He can do
fill it
rice
up
cake.
there. Yeah, I mean, and then if you really come down to it, I mean, you could like put a little bit of honey on there. At least at that point, you're getting fructose and glucose. You're not getting just straight BS. You're not getting all the sodium or anything either. Um, he's also not getting as much volume versus if you throw a bunch of rice in there and you only fill him up on rice and rice cakes, that's a lot of volume for him to have to fill out. But in my
Right.
head, if it's fruit, honey, sprinkle in some rice cakes throughout. He's got a little bit of sodium from the rice cakes, just a little bit, but he's offsetting that with some of the potassium from the fruit. You keep the fats in there the whole time.
Hmm.
Monitor him the morning of the show. I'm assuming he'll get up at 5 or 6 in the morning of the show. So it looks like, and then you just keep doing the same thing. I wouldn't
Yep.
be like, I'm assuming you didn't pull sodium out completely. It's just not crazy high. I would,
It's so he eats all of his meals with two portions of hot sauce and a quarter tablespoon of sodium.
so he's still getting a good amount. I wouldn't introduce any extra sodium until maybe right when he's pumping up and just have him mix some honey with a little bit of sodium and water in there. You can just shake it up, You literally can squirt the honey in the water bottle, put the salt in there, and just shake it up and have him sip on that while he's pumping up,
Right.
and just fill him out, and then get him on stage. In my head, he shouldn't swell up. I mean, in my opinion, with that much, it's
I
not
don't
hammering
I
him,
don't see that happening.
especially
Yeah.
if he's pumping up at the same time. It's all going to get shuttled in a good way. That's where my mind would go. And that's very similar how I had to do it with MJ.
Right.
Same way. Because not the same job, but they're both on their feet. They both have different crazy schedules. Both, I don't know, Paul, and it sounds like he may be higher stress person.
It's interesting. He is a he controls his emotions really well. I think sometimes he's not fully aware of how stressed he is. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think he also can move away from an acute stressful event faster than most people can.
Okay. So he doesn't sit there and ruminate it on all the time.
Right.
I think if you do that, dude, you'd be fine, and then just play it by ear. I don't think you got to aggressively
Right.
put him. I mean,
Right.
based off the photos you sent yesterday, where he was like was it 182? I
Yeah.
think 180, give or take, is the mark where I think he will be full, but
I
also
think so too. Yeah, right. I think so too because like even this morning at 180, he could probably been a smidge drier if we would have just taken pictures later.
yeah,
So like if he would have just slept longer or we would have waited
yeah,
later, you know how like sometimes like I know how I am right now in prep. Sometimes I'm not getting a bowel movement right when I first wake up.
right.
Sometimes it's like I have to like
Wait,
get the day going and I've had a little bit of water and then I get a bowel movement and then but I actually look drier than I did when I first woke up
yeah,
because I'm not well my I'm not measuring potassium right now either, but my sodium's probably high as all get out.
yeah. I think if you
So
do that, you'll be fine. Have him elevate his legs, make sure he's elevating his legs, and then once he's down there for the show, he just needs to lay down, prop his feet up, and chill out. Have him eat, pose, maybe do a round of posing
yeah,
after each time, move it around, lay down, no steps, no walks or anything. To literally eat, pose real quick, and let
right. Hmm.
just
That's
let
what I normally do.
yeah,
That's the kind of stuff I normally do. It's nice to kind of like hash it out
yeah,
and just check things in my brain because I'm still working through that like trauma response of like I can't believe we messed up the
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
So
I mean, that's
and
the
people
how it
always
is.
get it complicated too. Like I don't want to overcomplicate it. And the plan was so simple.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw it.
yeah,
I shared it with you. It was
yeah.
pretty
It's simple.
straightforward, right? And it's like, okay, because something didn't go our way, I feel like I have to get a little complicated. And it's like, you really
Yeah.
don't. You just,
But if anything, this just gave you more tools on how to approach it. Because if you're in keep prepping
right.
people, you're gonna run into it again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really,
I did it with Lisa on her
yeah,
pro or her when she went pro. I had to like literally, I literally had to watch her a couple of times a day the entire week to get her to where we were filled out enough for her to be able to like get on stage and look halfway decent.
yeah, yeah. This just adds tools to the toolbox. I mean,
Right.
it's whatever. Then the
I
competitor,
mean, we were doing fruit juice loading her.
yeah, you can do that too. I mean, geez, dude, like pomegranate juice and orange juice would be killer. I mean, it'd lower inflammation. You get all the other added benefits. So you have things if you needed to do it.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I would be just monitoring
And
is
I'm thinking to myself right now, like, if you had pomegranate juice, he's not going to just drink a gallon of it.
nah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? And that kind of like we kind of limit the intake of the rice cakes
Yeah.
if I'm not there,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So here's a question. Would you give him some tonight?
Pomegranate juice?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Just to see
Yeah.
how he
See like
responds to it.
4 ounces. I mean, let me check. I'll tell you real quick. I mean, let's see.
I'm gonna have to shout you out and be like, "Hey, thanks, Trey, for keeping me sane."
Yeah. Let's see. You don't have to. You're cool. Let's see this pomegranate juice. Uh, so 4 ounces would be 16 grams of carbs. You would get 11 milligrams of sodium. You get 268 milligrams of potassium. So what you could do is just add it. I do
For
four.
the potassium at the end of night. At the end of the night.
Yeah, I would. I don't see why you couldn't.
Do you hear my dog snoring?
Barely. You can hear it a little bit.
Okay, well, just so everybody knows, that's my dog laying beside me snoring because he's a pug and he
Like
doesn't have
Kenneth's
elongated
got people
nose.
chained up in his house. Is the
Well,
next
I'm gonna
thing.
mess around with that, man. I think that's gonna be a really fun thing to try out, and I think it's actually gonna make him a little happy because I know how I feel.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've told you this, but a I have 8 ounces of orange juice, 4 ounces of lemon juice, 300 grams of a mixed berry,
Yeah.
frozen berries, about 30 grams of honey,
Yeah.
and that's my shake in the morning. And dude, I drink it like it's like the greatest
I mean,
thing that
that's
I've
what I do
ever
with people's
tasted.
intros now. Their intros are literally just pomegranate juice, orange juice, and honey mixed in it. I haven't been using the carb powders as much. There's just too much other stuff. Or like, I'll program in like I'm doing it for a girl now with GI case that's H. pylori, where we're doing like pomegranate juice, PHGG, a little bit of creatine in there, and then we'll have her mix the Manuka honey in there.
Ooh.
Get some of that. I mean, because she's got low commensal bacteria, so that will help get some of it up. She'll get some of the cognitive benefits from the creatine, and then she'll get some of the knock-on benefits of pomegranate, like H. pylori, GI, inflammation.
It's such a like when you say it, it
Yeah,
makes sense,
yeah,
right? But nobody's thinking about that combination because, well, they're not you and they're not anybody else either that you may have
right.
gotten that information from. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
like when you say it out loud, I mean, it's kind of like the whole thing with what's his name telling you about the cucumbers.
yeah,
So if anybody that's a coach right now listens to this podcast, this is what they're going to go do. They're going to throw cucumbers into their clients' meals,
yeah,
and then they're going to go put orange juice and pomegranate together
yeah,
for their intro workout and see what happens. And then if it works, they're just going to do it all the time.
yeah, yeah.
It's what we do as coaches is like you hear this thing, you're like, aha, I think that's the magic trick. And it's like, well, no, it's not, but it's cool to play with. I am going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do, if I have the carbs, I'll try the pomegranate juice and the orange juice and the
Honey.
honey for intro, and I'll let you
Yeah,
know what I
do that,
think.
dilute it in some water, and you'd be good. I mean, I give it to Ben, so I give it to most people now. Like I'll give them an option between like carb powder and that combo.
Uh huh.
Most people be like, oh, I'm just gonna do the juice because it's just easier to grab at the store. You don't have to order anything. But Ben, we were always doing cyclic dextrin and Gatorade mainly, and he happened to run out of cyclic dextrin. And I'm like, he's just doing straight like Gatorade powder, which I'm not a fan of at all. It
Uh huh.
digests like shit,
Yeah. Right.
especially when you're pushing like 70 to 80 grams of carbs. It just doesn't sit
Hmm.
well. Like 10 to 20 tops. And so I put the pomegranate juice and orange juice in there, and he says so much better, like immediately.
Oh, I
Because in
bet.
my head, like with the pomegranate juice, I mean, you're gonna get benefits with like the pump, you're getting benefits with blood pressure. Your orange juice, you're getting two different like fuel substrates. There's some stuff like orange juice with like the liver and metabolism, and You've got so much added
I
stuff.
have something I'm thinking about something right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So what if you had him drink pomegranate juice before he pumped up?
You could. Looking back, that's what I don't get enough athletes that I put on stage to do that. But that's what I would be doing is maybe that, a little bit of honey, put a little bit of salt in there, and just sips on it.
Like 4 ounces of pomegranate juice
Yeah.
with honey and some salt,
Yeah.
and then go pump up, because I bet that would be crazy
Yeah. You can
feeling.
just sip on it. I mean, he's getting it all there.
Right.
It's not going to hurt anything.
Interesting. So I'm gonna throw this in, and then we're gonna have a conversation next week
See how it
about
went.
how everything's all happened and how it all transpired.
And if he wins,
Because
wait, is Anthony's next week?
yes,
All right. You sure it's next week? Man?
it is. Yeah.
No, it's 18.
Oh, okay. So
All right,
next
well then
week.
how about this? If he wins, then Paulin has to come on there with you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He'll totally do that. Yeah,
Well,
totally do
if
that.
he doesn't win, he's welcome to come up here and we can shoot the shit. I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
football's
But it
about.
would be so much cooler if he won,
Yeah, if he
and
won,
we
and
get
then
to
we
have a
go, or at least
conversation.
like
Sure.
top two,
And
top three.
we'd be the first podcast to have him on
Right.
as the rookie who won his rookie debut, which how many people have done that? Not very many.
No, there's not many people in general.
But it's a whole lot different world too. There's a whole lot more shows and a whole lot more pros. So I don't know if that equates to the same type of thing, but
Try it and
maybe it
see how it
does.
goes. I mean, nah, dude, there's a lot of cool stuff with like the juices and like the different stuff like that. Like Jake and I were talking, we were talking about ED. I can't remember what we were talking about, but he had told me to try watermelon juice
Uh huh.
because all the citrulline. And it was cool. Like it worked. Like it worked well from like
No kidding.
I was doing it around like training and stuff, trying to see pump.
Yeah.
And it worked, but it's such a pain in the ass to get watermelon.
Get.
You actually just sit there and juice it, and it's a pain in the ass
Uh,
type of thing. And I've never looked to see if
huh.
there's actually watermelon juice for sale. Um,
What
but
if you did
another
that
one,
for?
hmm,
What if you did that for a pump up?
you could. I've never looked to see if there's straight like watermelon juice. Like, let's see.
You probably got to go soon, don't you?
Yeah, like five
I don't
minutes.
want to hold you up, but I'm going to Google
Do
this
that,
too.
but I say give it a shot, dude.
Watermelon juice near me. Let's see. Allow. Oh yeah, there's watermelon juice for sale.
Yeah, like
There's
here's
watermelon juice, hydration cold pressed juiced watermelon, and at Target.
yeah, like yeah, right here, like the studies we were looking at reduce muscle soreness and then support nitric oxide.
Huh? That's
Interesting, dude.
crazy.
I'd be curious to see how the pomegranate juice, but I'd say try that, and then obviously I'll talk to you throughout the week.
Oh, I'll
But
be keeping you posted
I
for
think you
sure.
guys will be fine, dude. It sounds like his head's on straight. You've got a plan in place. Don't complicate it.
Well, even if things don't go well, he'll be fine. Like that's the
He's
thing I'll
still
say about him.
he's still
He's
gonna
so
be better than the last
resilient.
show.
He's so resilient, and he's such a
Yeah,
kind person. He's such a good person
yeah.
that ultimately, like, I'm there's
So
no.
he's got this one. Then next week is Detroit.
Yep, and then we have what's the other one? Wasawa Pro IFBB. Let me see. This I guess it's the no, that's in Washington. Let me just see what this is. Utah. Trying to see where it is. Um, the Wasawak Warrior. I don't even know how to say it. WASATCH
Yeah.
Warrior. Um, that's April 18th in Salt Lake City.
So he's still got some time. Yeah. You
Yeah.
use this as a good. I mean, use it as a trial, then figure out from there. make sure he enjoys the meal
I
Saturday.
mean,
Go in and
I
really,
think he's really healthy too. That's the thing.
yeah,
Is like, you know how like when you have people that are like, you're just like going right into peak week, you're like, let's just hold it together. But
yeah,
I think he's pretty healthy. So like doing these shows, multiple shows isn't a bad thing. And then
yeah,
like, depending on where we're at, I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to doing maybe a couple more or
yeah,
one more after that. So
yeah. Hit a string of them. Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, keep you guys in my prayers and
thanks.
make sure y'all guys do
Thanks for
well.
all the help too.
Yeah, of course, dude. No, I don't get to do this stuff, so anytime you ask, I'm
It's a lot of
very,
fun.
yeah, it's the fun part of it. I don't have to deal with the stress. I can just give you some ideas and
Right.
let you deal with it.
Well, the ideas are cool because they're ideas that you don't hear from anybody else.
Nah,
So thank
nah.
you.
They just say take your diazide, do your pie filling, eat, fill up on 5 pounds of rice. I don't. They make it so complicated, dude. So complicated. Nah, cool, dude. Well, best of luck. Keep me updated with everything.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
See you guys.
Cool. I'm gonna